Hi everybody, welcome to the Scott Show. This is the wrestling show. This is how we do it live every Monday night after Monday Night Raw. We take care of business and we get I can't even speak today, folks. The Raw results, we're going to get those out to you here in just a second. As always, I hear that Ric Flair is doing so much better. So, again, continued support for Ric Flair. And him getting better from all the stuff he's been going through. They were in Memphis, Tennessee tonight. Jerry the King Lawler was the replacement for Booker T, who's in Houston with his family. They are safe, by the way, and so is Bruce Pritchard. So two people that live in Houston that are relatively close, so we want to make sure we give them a shout out, and hopefully everybody in their family is doing well as well. And hopefully we don't have too much with Hurricane Harvey. That's it's going, folks. I mean, this is terrible what's happening, but we move on with Monday Night Raw. So The Miz comes out and says, hey, there was no match for the IC title at SummerSlam. What's up with that? And then here comes Kurt Angle and says, okay, well, there wasn't one at SummerSlam. There will be a No Mercy. You're going to defend the title against this winner of the 15-man Intercontinental Battle Royal next week. So next week, there's going to be an Intercontinental match. And the people who were in the Battle Royal were the Big Show, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor, Jason Jordan, of course, Apollo Crews, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, or the Miztourage, Kurt Hawkins, Kalisto, Goldust, Elias, R-Truth, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. The Good Brothers. So you actually had the Bullet Club in there. The original before, Gallows and Anderson left, and you got two young bucks. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I know I'm going to get some heat from that. Thank you. As I just heard my phone go off, I know I'm going to get heat about that. But this is WWE talk, so we'll keep on going. Alright, so the Big Show comes out first. Lots of eliminations in this match. I'm not going to go through them all. I don't think really a lot of them were important. But the one that was important is that Bray Wyatt came in. As you hear, you didn't hear that name get brought up when I was saying who was in the match, so he wasn't in the match. But he eliminates Finn Balor. Balor's out, and there were 4 people left. It was Jeff Hardy, Jason Jordan, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas. And now I don't think Bo Dallas has ever held a title or Jason Jordan, but I know Axel has and Jeff has. So Jordan eliminates both of the Miztourage at the same time. Jeff takes advantage, eliminates Jordan. So that means that they're going to try to set up... They're going to try to set up for Jeff Hardy to be the contender for next week, but who knows who will be the contender after that. Or Jeff might just win it. Who knows. But Jeff Hardy won the match, and he will be facing off against The Miz next week on Monday Night Raw. By the way, I already told you guys this is from Memphis, so we did get a little bit of that later in the show. Enzo Amore had his first cruiserweight match. That was against Noam Dar, which he won. Neville's watching him, so apparently he's going to at least get a push at 205 Live to where he gets championship shot. Neville did call him a weasel and said if he was supposed to be the competition, Neville will be champion forever. So, there you go. Alright, well, the Beast is here, and he came up. Brock Lesnar, the reigning, defending WWE champion. He'll be defending that title September 24th at No Mercy in LA. And Braun Strowman will be facing off against him. Great again, Heyman is just awesome on the mic. He is a artist on the microphone, and he talked about how Braun Strowman is a monster. Said, hey, you're going to have to do better than you've been doing to take my man down. And Lesnar actually grabs the mic and says, Suplex City, bitch. And excuse my French, but there'll be a little bit more of that here later on. So Lesnar drops the mic and leaves the ring. So the next thing that happens is, I'm just going to kind of glance over it because I don't really think it's one of those parts of the show. You're going to get some wrestling, you're going to get some of the good stuff, but it's all going to be part of that 50-50 booking, and it just is what it is. Because you had the tag team champions come out, and then you had the next contenders, which is still Cesaro and Sheamus. So they came out, you had Rollins versus Cesaro, and Cesaro ended up winning that match. And then you had Sheamus versus Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose won that match. So they're 1-1. And yeah, we'll just see what happens there. I know I probably say that a lot on there, but they're 1-1. It is what it is. At the end of the champs stand tall, but still Cesaro won the first match. So they're 1-1. After that match, group of matches that kind of tied in, that's kind of a Paul Heyman way of doing things. Is tying in the matches. After that happened, we had Emma and Mickie James talking about We Want Emma out trending the Video Music Awards from MTV. But I'm going to say this, I think if 3 people would have tweeted about Emma, it probably would have beat the VMAs, because they were pretty terrible. Katy Perry is a terrible singer / human being. So I hopefully she gets off my TV and stage and just goes away. But I digress. So Mickie says, if you win, I'll use any hashtag you want. But if I win, then you can never say she started the revolution again. And of course, that leads to a match where Emma wins and starts saying, I started the women's revolution over and over and over again. I think that's going to be the way for Paige to come back, but that's fantasy booking on my side. Then came probably the most entertaining part of the show. And I don't even think it meant to be the most entertaining part. It was just funny. Roman Reigns and John Cena, and of course, I could care less about this whole match. I don't like John Cena. You guys might have caught on to that. But listening to this whole thing and the idea that they brought each other down, and Roman Reigns said, you're nothing but a part-timer. He called him a bitch, which is why I said I was going to use that term again. If you guys have an opportunity to see that and listen to the crowd and how they're like, wow, this is actually being said, it was pretty crazy. So it was very, very crazy how Roman said, hey, yeah, you're just part-time, you just buried talent. Wow, I mean, he's probably been watching SmackDown with Baron Corbin, and Shinsuke Nakamura is a far off better wrestler than either one of them is, so he should of course win. But he said, I don't want to be the next John Cena, I want to be the one and only Roman Reigns. Cena comes back and says, hey, it took you 5 years to cut a half-decent promo, and said that, hey, I did this, I did that, blah, 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 and I still don't care. But did say something about the U.S. title, and, lots of realism here. Lots of realism. I was really kind of surprised, and a little taken back on how they were just really opening up Pandora's box here with what they were saying about Roman and about John Cena, and just about how the titles were what they were. and the roles. I mean, I was quite taken back on that, if for no other reason but just shock that they did that. So after all that happened, the Good Brothers came out, Gallows and Anderson, and they said, hey, we're going to challenge you guys to a fight. And it's like, okay, well, whatever. Challenge them to a fight, which they did. They challenged the team to a fight and ended up losing because they don't have anything going on. So, hey, why don't you just, take this team and job them out? So, that's whatever. Roman Reigns, John Cena won, but they'll be fighting at No Mercy. It will be an interesting match, and we'll move on from that. Elias came out. Sorry, folks. Elias came out and did this old guitar thing. And then they brought out Pelvis Wesley, which was Heath Slater from Southpaw Regional Wrestling. So it looks like they're going to be using that a little bit, which will be interesting, to say the least. And then, of course, I'm not going to really go too far on that. That's whatever. The Miz Taraj talked to, and The Miz talked to Renee Young, and, it's just kind of a simple promo setting up the big match for next week. The Intercontinental title match between The Miz and Jeff Hardy. And then the Raw Women's Championship match happened, and it was a very, very good match. Take time and watch the match. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. They beat each other up pretty good. And from what I hear, they don't really like each other. So it made it to be much more of an interesting match. But at the end of the day, Alexa Bliss wins the Raw Women's Champion. Chip beating Sasha Banks, who has still not ever defended the title, to keep a win. And then Nia Jax came out. And Nia Jax turned on Alexa Bliss. Dropped her with the Samoan drop. And, I didn't mind the little thing at the end. They do that quite a bit where they leave the new champ laying. They just did that with Drew McIntyre. Now they do that with Alexa Bliss. I thought the heel turn should be like a little bit better. And it was just one Samoan drop and it just kind of looked a little flat. But I'm very interested to see what happens when Alexa comes out and see if they turn her face or what they do. I'm very interested in what's coming up next. So, and what happens with Sasha Banks in that case. We'll just have to see. So, new Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. That gives it up for the entirety of the Raw recap. I will be back tomorrow with lots more content, including SmackDown recap, which will be always exciting. Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, will be on there. And John Cena won't. So both of those things make me very excited. And I believe it's Shelton Benjamin's first match back with his partner, Chad Gable. So check us out at 102550.net/The Scott Show. That's where you can find all of our podcasts. You can also find all the other stuff that we do on 102550.net/The Scott Show. Or you can take a look at tinyurl.com/102550 for all of our YouTube videos. We got so much stuff, so much content, and more coming every day. So we'll take a look at you guys, or we'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your night.